Hello. We're living in a time of very immense change. Things are changing really fast, and those things that were normal or expected 10, 15 years ago are almost archaic today. We look at various aspects of our lives, and it's the same story. Take, for example, human relationships, social relationships. Today, everything seems contentified, and privacy seems to have gone out the window. Now you can see almost everything online. There is a video, there's a camera recording almost everything. Take, for example, going to dinner at Thanksgiving with your parents or friends. 15 years ago, you didn't necessarily have everybody recording or making some sort of content out of it. It was a sacred time, it was family time, and people really leaned into the moment to enjoy it. Today, there's a high chance you find somebody making a video, recording something, or people are just on their phones while at the table scrolling or doing something else. Take for work, for example. 15 years ago, it was valuable to be able to use uh, work tools like Microsoft Excel or Python or be able to do front end design, etc. That was valuable. Today, it feels a little bit less valuable because you can go on some AI agent or some computer and just produce work that is good enough, at least for starters, to match what a human will produce. And while it may not be perfect, but it's good enough. Take other areas of life, wealth or material possessions. 15 years ago, if you had a home and a car, you felt pretty decent. It felt like you were having a good life for yourself. But today, even with a home and a car, people are still in so much debt. It feels like there's no satisfaction in the things we own. We are trying to make the next buck. And it feels like it's a bit more pressure on everybody. I read a statistic that people had more satisfaction in the early 90s and 2000s than they have now, even though it's not necessarily that they have more possessions. They had more possessions then. So this brings us back to a question that has lingered throughout the ages. What defines our lives? What gives us that sense of being valuable or the sense that our time here is worthwhile? Is it in the things we can do, the things we have? People define themselves as an engineer, a doctor, or an accountant, or things like this. And it's becoming less and less useful to define yourself solely in those terms because now AI is taking your job. People used to pride themselves in what they had. They have a home by the beachfront, they have a nice car, etc. But now there's so much wealth everywhere. It almost feels like a random 20-year-old who has some AI agent could just build a business and generates a lot of money. And so you didn't need to take you 30 years of hard service to get that house. 20-year-olds are now having enough money to own a home or etc. So what defines us as individuals? What makes our time here on earth worthwhile? And for me, I think the most important thing is your purpose as defined by God. I'm a strong believer in God. I believe in Jesus Christ. And I believe that because of his work for us in redeeming us back to God, now we have a purpose on earth to glorify him and also to bring more people to him. That is to tell people about Jesus. I feel like this is more satisfying than any other thing we could achieve in terms of possessions, in terms of skills and abilities. Knowing that there is not just hope for me in this world, but there's a home for me in the future when I'm out of this world. I will be with God. I think that's more satisfying, that's more fulfilling. It makes me have a hope that transcends life. I feel like it's very relevant in our day to day. And the question for you is, what defines you? What makes you feel like your time here is worthwhile? What makes you feel like when all is said and done here, you would have lived a life that mattered? What do you look forward to?